Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Breath of the Wild opening Amiibos until Tears of the Kingdom comes out. We are so incredibly close to that day. It is insane. And weird, I think, as small as my channel is, I recently had my first ever bot comment. It was just someone posting a bunch of numbers, and I deleted the comment. It was weird. There's just a long string of repeating numbers. I was like, what the hell? And it's also, why is this Amiibo not scanning? It's also the first time I've ever deleted a comment. My Amiibo's not doing okay today? What is happening here? There we go. I sure hope we don't get more of those, though. Because I swear, every time I go to watch a large YouTuber's channel, and somehow it always manages to be the top comment, it's just some dumb bot comment. It's like, I'm better than this channel. That's the one every single time. Or, well, no, sometimes it's don't read my name. Is what the top comment is. And I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna follow those instructions, thank you. I use this Amiibo every other time. There we go. That one has never had issues before. That is so odd. That was the 8-bit Link Amiibo, for anyone who's wondering. Ooh, durability up sword. Very nice. We're getting very close to completing our shrine crawl. There's 5 more to go. So how are you guys doing today? I had a really good day. It was very chill. And those are the best days. Oh, but I guess I recently found out Bill C-11 has passed. I don't know all the exact details about it, but I do think that might tank my channel. So that's unfortunate. It's a new law that allows... Because Canada has never had speech as free as America, actually. It's an interesting fact I don't know if most people know. The government is allowed to interfere in our speech if they think it's harmful. But now a new law is making it so they can restrict... What is shooting at me? And will not as much restrict as control the flow of content we get online. So that we're more seeing what they want us to see, instead of just having normal recommendations like the rest of the world gets. And they're saying that's not gonna affect YouTubers, but it's going to for sure. Because they're like, no, you see, it's not gonna affect your channel, we're just gonna control what channels get recommended in Canada. I was like, that sounds like it's gonna affect my channel. Because now you have the ability to decide whether or not people are getting my channel recommended to them. And I think they specifically refer to cat videos. It was a little long, but I didn't read the whole thing. I read like a paragraph and I was like, alright, I don't care anymore. I'm not a responsible person. I'm not a fucking lawyer. Alright, that's not my problem. But yeah, so it's a little bit concerning. Just on time for Tears of the Kingdom as well. It was kind of weird because, like, I would hear about it a lot. Ooh, Royal Claymore. When it was coming up, it always sounded so silly to me that I didn't think it would actually happen, and like everyone was so opposed to it, and then it just somehow happened anyway. Canada's weird. I'm not a politics guy. I tried to watch, I tried to get into Canadian politics, and then very quickly learned that Western Canada, where I live, our votes go straight in the garbage, so I gave up on that pretty fast. I watched the debates when I was trying to get into politics, and oh man, the debate for a new prime minister was wild. There was one guy who considered, so it was the Bloc Québécois or whatever, the Quebec side, and the guy running, representing them, every time they asked him how he was going to deal with a problem, he would just respond, "Oh man, we're not part of the nation of Canada, so that's not our problem, that's Canada's problem." And it's like, you're literally running to be the leader, like you're currently running to become the leader of Canada, and you respond to everything by saying you're not a part of Canada, so Canada's problems aren't your problem. Like, that's how much of... You guys think American politics are wacky? They don't even come close to the clown show that is Canadian. It is insane. You know, I'm not... Again, I don't care about politics. I care about funny stories, and to me that's just... That is so out there. It was just silly to me. I have no opinions on any other candidate at all. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you should vote for this side, that side, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, if one guy's gonna run, then at least, say you're part of the country that you want to run. That just seems so weird to me. It was funny though. Made for an entertaining watch at least. Amiibo, Goblin Amiibo. Ooh, gourmet meat, nice. In our last episode, not Amiibo episode, but of the main series, I finished almost all the shrines. I just have 5 more left, and I'm not trying to open them, I'm trying to grab the meat. Well, you know what, I will grab that. I'll smash stuff with it. I don't want my inventory full of... These can all go. There we go. Oh yeah, we were doing a lot of shrines. And I'm wondering if it's possible for like my kind of game progression to affect the drops I get. I think that'll allow me to get better stuff, right? Like I can get higher attack up upgrades. I don't actually know how that works, so anyone who does understand better than I do how that stuff works, please let me know. Does my game progression, all the shrines I've done, affect the drops I get for Amiibos? Or is the only time it's affected after I beat the first boss, and then it doesn't matter anymore? I guess I could just Google it, but I prefer having like a dialogue going, I'd always find that weird growing up. Like, I'd be like, hey man, blah blah blah, however, whatever works. Or like, where this saying come from? And then people be like, I don't know, Google it. Why are you asking me? It's like, because I like conversation. Why are you offended to have been asked a question. I always hated that when people were like, just Google it. Like, you know, you can be like, oh, I don't know, man, let's look it up. And that's fine to say. I don't know why some people are so unpleasant about it. I've done that a lot lately. Like, growing up, I always thought I was an introvert. And now, as an adult, I realize I am somewhat of an extrovert. Because everyone else is so, like, severely introverted these days. Everyone hates socializing. No one knows how to hold a conversation. It's genuinely impossible to talk to people half the time. Everyone has disconnected themselves so much. Tried to spend their whole life disassociating from reality that having a real conversation with a person is almost like pulling teeth. You can't get anyone to talk about anything or express any emotion unironically. It's so hard talking to people these days, I swear. Once in a while you'll meet someone and you'll have good chemistry and have a good conversation. I like that, you know? Like when I meet someone I enjoy talking to you because I do like to talk. That's why the series exists. That's why I'm doing all these Amiibos, you know? I like to just rant and ramble and chat with people. So like, when I meet someone who is capable of holding their end of a conversation, we'll talk for like hours and hours, right? And I enjoy that. It makes me happy. There's so few people in the world that seem capable. I guess I live in a small bubble of the world, to be fair. I live in, you know, middle of nowhere, Canada, basically. It's kind of funny, my brother's really into different kind of sports and stuff, and especially like UFC fighting. I can't remember what he's watching one time, but and they had someone from the town that we live in show up on the in the competition or whatever. They introduced him and they're like, he's from that town, middle of nowhere, Canada. And we all started laughing our asses off. We're like, middle of nowhere. Sure, good enough. Yeah, so I do think living middle of nowhere, as they say, does make the people in my area a bit more disconnected. That's always unfortunate. I don't think anyone where I live is particularly dumb. I guess that's kind of a blessing, you know? Because a lot of people are like, oh, where I live, everyone's so stupid, blah, blah, blah. No one knows what they're doing, whatever. I don't think people where I live are dumb. And I like that. I'm glad that I don't have to hate my own community for something like that. I guess I don't really have a lot of hate to go around anyway, so I probably wouldn't hate them even if they were dumb. I'm probably one of the dumbest people in my town, honestly. But, the problem is just how disconnected they all seem. They emotionally unavailable. An entire town of people like that. It's ridiculous. Always a bit of a bummer. Man, I am very stocked up on arrows all the time, huh? What do you guys think about where you live in the world? I've noticed that a lot of my demographic has been from, like in my analytics, it kind of tells me where people are from who watch my videos. And a lot of people who watch are either from America or Indonesia. I have actually noticed a lot. And all I know about America is what kind of propaganda Canada spreads, which I know is untruthful. So I don't want to read into that stuff or believe it. I'm sure you're not all a bunch of gun-toting people, you know? I'm sure there are a lot of really amazing people in America. And, yeah. all we ever get up here is the bad news. That's the sad thing about Canada. Is we're never talking about all the cool stuff happening around the world. We only hear about the bad stuff that happens. It's the only cool stuff about where you live. If you're watching, come on. You know, fun animal facts or something. I don't even know. I think one from up here, I probably talked about this in another episode because I talk about animals a lot. But I think up here in Canada, there was one time a few years back I was watching the news and a hiker injured their leg and a bear went up to them and rested their head on their injured leg and stayed with them and essentially was like trying to protect them until help arrived, and thought that was a really sweet story. Share stories like that. I want to hear cool stuff about where you guys live, wholesome stuff, nice things people have done for you. Share some good stories. One kind of thing, and it's really silly, but it always sticks in my mind because it was just like such an out of nowhere act of kindness. I was getting food from a food court in the mall, and it was really busy. And I turned to my brother and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot straws. And I guess someone heard me and they immediately grabbed me and handed me some straws, just like complete strangers. Like that was, very unnecessary. So it was very sweet. I thought it was really nice. Most people would just kind of mind their own business, if you would. I don't want to say it like that because that sounds mean. I appreciated it. This is kind of the thing. It was never expect someone to kind of register a stranger's conversation and be like, hey, I can help. Yeah. So that was really sweet. There are a lot of nice people around here. Like one day I was late for work because my ride didn't show up. And I run into work and I fall and I eat shit and land in a puddle. And a guy was walking down the street and he calls out to me and, make sure I'm okay. I'm like, man, the people here are so nice. And it was weird because I was just saying that people seem emotionally distant here. Everyone's really friendly. That's another nice thing about where I live. People are friendly. It's just when you want to make friends, it's hard. Because no one wants to have any kind of deeper conversations or ever talk about a serious topic or anything, and it's hard, It's like I don't want everything to always be memes. I do like memes. It's fun. You send memes to each other, you laugh, you tell jokes. But I would also like there to be that a bit of emotional reliance there. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but where you can be like, hey man, if I had a bad day, I'd like to be able to talk to you on a bad day, and that would just be nice. But it's hard to find people who are okay with that. Yeah, the people here are really nice, and that's good. Tell me some nice stories about where you guys live. I've never actually left Canada. I've been to, I think, 2 provinces in the entire country. Maybe 3. No, we're on to our last Amiibo. So it's always neat for me to hear about other places in the world. I feel like I live under a rock a lot of the times. That's our last Amiibo. And, I have the news, but it's always just negative, as I was saying earlier. So just share some happy stories, please. I'd like that. I'm sure you all live in lovely places if you take the time to look around and see the good for what it is. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and make good choices, please. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.